Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is BSL Season 6 Group C winners match. The winner of this match will go directly to the round of 8. It will be Bonyth versus Naugrim. Who do you think will win, Mr. Naugrim? What are your expectations for this series?
I think everybody thinks that Bonyth will win. He went, he went 3-2 versus Eon Zerg in the last BSL. He made it to the finals, so obviously he's ridiculously good. And to go toe-to-toe with Eon Zerg, his Protoss versus Zerg on point. I have to say, somebody pointed out that he went Scout Reaver. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, that's correct. Twice. I think he went for it on Benzene and on Circuit Breaker.
So, I mean, usually that's probably a troll build. Last year or 6 months ago or something, somebody actually did go Scout Reaver versus me when I was playing Zerg. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, well, this guy's just screwing around, right? Like, it's not a real build. Let me tell you that it is surprisingly strong. Mass Cannon, Mass Reaver, Scout. I had 8 bases, and I was losing to 4 base. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So eventually I was like, okay, well, we got to actually start caring a bit. And even after I started caring, like building real units and stuff, I was still losing. So, I mean, if you have somebody that can play builds like that in a matchup that most people find difficult, the Protoss side of Protoss versus Zerg, I don't see how you can say Bonyth is not the favorite here. But Naugrim looks so good versus SPX that Naugrim does have a good chance of winning.
Oh yeah, definitely. He looked so nicely, and if he will bring this skill for the game against Bonyth, and if maybe he feels more comfortable against Terran than against Protoss, but if he feels as comfortable against Protoss as he played and as he feels against Terran, Bonyth will definitely have a hard time. And I think Bonyth is also speaking that he don't like PvZ as much as other matchups, so we will see how it will looks like, because like as you said, he don't like PvZ and he's playing even games against Eon Zerg, so he got to be good.
Yeah, so I am ready. If we're ready, we're gonna be in Circuit Breaker as our first map.
Oh yeah, it will be Circuit Breaker into Sylphid and into Eddy. The free maps for this match. And I need to mention that these amazing profiles which we are seeing right now are made by Mr. Foxhan, which we should go and thank. Personally, you should go and follow his Twitch account. And Mr. Hatchet is also here. He's running the Chobo League and Gosu League. He's currently adminning the Gosu League round of 8, and he's also sending me replays the way that I don't see the spoilers. So that's really huge. So Mr. Foxhan, Mr. Hatchet, also Mr. Averti, Mr. Fujikura, they are doing incredibly good job. So I wanted to say that, and we can go for the game if you are ready, Mr. Naugrim.
I'm ready.
Let's go, Mr. Naugrim versus Mr. Bonyth. I can't wait. Whew. So spawning on the bottom left position as a blue Zerg, we are having Mr. Naugrim.
Yeah, and in the top right, we've got the white Protoss. It is Bonyth. So we were talking about this briefly a moment ago. You were expecting Bonyth to go for Gateway Expand. Now, what makes you think that he's going to go Gateway Expand? Is it the map? Is it just his style? What's the reasoning behind it?
Oh, I think it's more his style, because on this map you can't make a wall. Oh, he's going for main base. So yeah, but if you go, it's more his style, because on this map you can't go for the wall in where you put only one zealot and you have whole wall in field, because you have 2 gaps no matter where we are going the wall on this map. So I think it's more like a Bonyth style. He likes to make zealot, he likes to apply pressure while scouting in the same time. So I think he feels very comfortable applying a lot of pressure. And this might be still 2 gate, but he's known for his one base river plays also.
Yeah, so we saw Yeti use the one base Reaver play in NA versus EU. I don't think we've seen it again since then. Ghost to Dark. Well, I guess Ghost to Dark did try and pull off a variation last week, but this is going to be 2-gate because there goes that probe. There's going to be a lot of pressure coming in from Bonyth and Naugrim just going standard. I think that this was an overpool. Now, this scout from Bonyth, I don't know why he cross-scouted, but he did, and he's gonna find Naugrim first.
Oh, yeah, and it will be so good for him because he will even deny the hatchery. And if you are going 2-gate, you are scouting just to do this kind of thing, because now you are delaying Sunkens for so long. And if you were Naugrim and if you would know that this is 2-gate, you would go for a third hatchery instantly on the off location just to have Sunkens on. But he managed to do this hatchery, so...
Oh, I knew he was going to do that. Remember the game versus SPX last series where he scouted the middle and then instantly turned, he didn't keep going? That's exactly what Naugrim did. He scouted the front of the natural, saw no pylon, and now he missed Bonyth's base. I knew it. Right. So now he's in the dark, and we're going to have like 3-5 zealots at the door of Naugrim before he even knows what's going on.
And after seeing that quick of a scouting, you expect that Protoss is on some of the closest locations. Maybe that's why he turned around. But yeah, now he's shocked. Now he's sending one link to each location. But luckily for him, he's still making links, so that's good for him. Oh, and he's going for the hatchery in the main, so that's a good call from him.
Well, this was a great response from Naugrim because even though he didn't see it, he scouted bottom right and saw no pylon there, and he instantly made lings because he knows there's definitely some type of one base coming. Now, he also saw 3 zealots, so he can confirm that it's not tech behind it. But now he's got to guess how many zealots are actually coming at me. Did he expand off of it? Is there more? Is it, going to be 10? This probe is still alive also. 3 zealots and a probe can kill a surprising amount of zerglings.
Yeah, and he's delaying this Sunken for so long. But yeah, I think it's pretty good situation for Naugrim because... Oh, but he needs to fight now, and he needs to focus this probe. But... Oh! It will be so... Not close, it's Bonyth Zealots. I don't know how he killed so many links with these 3 Zealots.
But there are 2 more coming, and behind this Bonyth... Oh, there's no Nexus just yet. I thought that he would probably have one by now. So Naugrim will survive, but he spent so many resources to do it, and look at his econ. We have 5 drones on the minerals. He has 3 hatches, but he can't even use all the larvae.
Yeah, that at least he will have a larvas to make drones if he will decide that he's safe enough to do it. But he still don't know if there is no because Bonyth is sending 2 zealots in front of his in front of his base. So after seeing 8 zealots, he might be a friend and he might start making links again. So yeah, it might be disaster for him. And he's super.
Zero, look at the supply.
Oh yeah.
What? 42 to 16. Oh my gosh, well, I think Naugrim's just all-inning because he took off of gas. He's got 3 hats, so he can make a lot of links. But his econ is so bad, he still can't even support 3 hatch. He's supply blocked. Well, he's not supply blocked. He is building an overlord. But I think that is his only hope, is just go for mass ling. Is that going to be? No, he's building drones. But I just don't know how you can transition out of it. Our supply is so low. Bonyth has a Nexus coming. Here comes Bonyth. He's going to try and push in. He may even break through. Oh, he's going up the ramp.
If he will lose all the zealots, then the supplies will immediately will be different. And, but he's killing more and more drones. There are like 9 left in the main base, and yeah, I think it went fine for Naugrim because there will be links popping out, and if he will kill all these zealots, then his situation will not be that bad.
There's so many zealots. Are they gonna be able to deal, or are the links be able to deal with him? He is. Oh, he might.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. But it doesn't matter at this point. Bonyth still has twice the supply. These lings are not drones. He's still building more lings. And Bonyth already has his Nexus up, and he's got double cannon. His cybernetics is done. And Naugrim doesn't have a lair. We're not mining gas. So even if, you know, Naugrim stabilizes, which he has, what's the follow-up? It's not like he has enough money to take a third base. I don't know what he can do from here. Maybe Hydra Bust and pray?
Yeah, maybe some kind of Hydra Bust. Maybe even Muta Switch, but we are seeing Stargate from Bonyth, so he thinks that this might be an opportunity for Naugrim and he's preparing for it. So I don't know what he could do. Maybe try to make one more or two more hatcheries in mineral only and try to go for some kind of 5 hatch Hydra Bust. Maybe that's an option, because I don't see him winning with 3 hatch in this position, because Bonyth's situation is just too good.
Yeah, I don't see 3 hatch working either, but I feel like 3 hatch Hydra is probably his best shot, because Bonyth remember, he's got 2 gate this entire time. It's not like he's on 1 gate, so he can build up a big zealot count pretty fast. If Naugrim tries to power, I think when Bonyth decides to attack, there's just going to be flat out so many zealots that Naugrim can't stop it. And even if he does, Bonyth, he likes his Reaver play, so the next attack is going to be in a mix-in of Reaver most likely, and I just don't see how you're ever going to stop the first or second attack. Now this game, we have Stargate play. He's got speed coming in. He's already got 7 zealots. And what does Naugrim have? There is a Hydra Den. Looks like we're gonna have 4 or 5 hatch Hydra, no lair, and just pray that he can have an overwhelming amount of Hydras to stop any attack.
The only option I'm seeing that the cannons are so close to the Forge and Cybernetic Core that they might be sniped with the Hydra is relatively easy if it will come to that. So if Naugrim will put himself into the situation when the zealots will not matter, then these cannons will be relatively easy to snipe. So maybe it might be his opportunity, but I think with Bonnie will scout with the Corsair that there are Hydralisks coming. He will immediately add some cannons and it will be fine for him.
Well, we do have the 5 hatch, but look at the placement of Naugrim's hatcheries. We have that in-base hatch, and usually you would have another hatch at your third base. So this third base does not have that great Sim City that you usually see from the Zerg. That means it's going to be exposed. But here comes Naugrim. Bonyth. He's decided he's going to attack now. He's got 11 zealots. +1 is very close. So that's going to kick in any moment. He's got 2 DTs coming. This third base, there's just, how do you save it? There's 1 sunken.
I don't know if it's possible, because like there is like only 4 Hydralisks overall. Oh, he's even evacuating the drones because he knows that it's impossible to save it. And look at the supplies, it's even more than, like, almost tripling.
I mean, he's just got supply blocked. He's lost a couple overboard. He's losing his hatch. Bonyth has map control. He's going to take a third base. This has got to be the end of Naugrim. There's just not... He really just doesn't have anything. We have 6 Hydras versus 11 Zealots and 3 Corsairs, and Bonyth is even going to attack into a wall. He knows that there's not enough Hydras. Oh, well, he's going to back off now, but... I mean, he could bust through, most likely.
Oh, there is a Spire? But he don't have a huge bank of gas, and he'll have to spend some of it for the Hydralisks. He's still building upgrades for the Hydralisks, so I don't know what the Spire is for. But he got to do something. He's in such a terrible position that maybe that's a good call.
Well, this is about as good of a fight as Naugrim's gonna get, but the Sairs are jumping on the Overlords. They don't have +1, so it will take a little longer, but look at the supply plummet. He's just perma supply block now.
Yeah.
Zealots and he even managed to get in.
He killed everything. I mean, it's impressive that Naugrim holded it, but it still means nothing. I think, but because like Bonyth is securing his third base, he's adding more gateways. It'll be 6 gateways soon. He's already having high Templar there. Yeah, it's unwinnable for Naugrim, I think, even as a Jedi.
If he had like maybe 25 Hydras, maybe he could counter across the map instantly. There's just too much for Bonyth. Currently, he doesn't have that much, but he's got 8 gates coming up. He's gonna be, He's gonna have so many zealots out so quickly. This has got to be the only attack from Naugrim. He's gonna see the third base. It's probably gonna die, and that's probably just gonna be GG from there.
Yeah, after seeing this expansion and even the probe transfer, you can't feel very good, but it's a pretty important match, so I like that Naugrim is playing until the end. He will have 8 mutas. That might do some damage overall.
So Naugrim definitely needs to delay the game somehow. Maybe the mutas can snipe Templars, that delays the push. He can get some harassment done into the natural. If we look at the natural, there's no cannons there. And remember, he did kill almost all the Sares. Mutas could...
There will be 4 coasters, 5 coasters overall in the map, so it's a healthy number, I would say. They are not having +1 upgrade, but I thought that Bonyth have less.
Yeah, I thought he lost them all too, but it seems he has remade some Sares, and now 6 mutas. I like the idea, but with more Sares being made, this is just not enough. And the mutas aren't even going to harass the mineral line. He knows that he's getting a counterattacked. He's going to turn them around. And again, we've just got 63 to 120 supply. Bonyth taking a 4th base. There's just no chance of you stopping this.
Yeah, he's just killing him economically. Not letting Zerg to expand and expanding by your own. You don't need to make units. Just do it forever and it will be game over win. But oh, there are some Scourges, so maybe with the Scourges he can clear the Corsairs and then snipe the High Templars. I don't know. I'm trying to find a way, but probably there is none.
Yeah, I mean, we saw True Touch last week build a ton of mutas at random times, and then he just had an overwhelming amount. If he was somehow able to kill the Templars and kill the Sares with like 20 mutas, maybe that's what gets him back into the game, stall the game out, get his 3rd base up, maybe that allows him to get a 4th base, but that's just not going to happen. Bonyth is building more Sares behind it. His Stargate is constantly blinking. We've got the first round of Dragoons coming out. He could just do whatever he wants. I like what he's doing. He's taking a 4th base. He's making sure he gets it. Tons of cannons. And now the mutas have shown themselves at the bottom. So he knows that there's a lot of mutas out. And because of that, he's just going to keep building more and more Sares and Dragoons.
Oh, there might be some connections. Oh, Bonyth is so good. Just 1 landed. Maybe Bonyth is going for some kind of +2 upgrade timing attack, but I don't think he even needs that. If there would be a Lurkers, maybe Naugrim could stall it for a little bit longer, but... Oh, the High Templar snipe!
He got a couple. I mean, that's what he was looking for, but now all the mutas are dead.
Oh, the full energy High Templar is coming.
Yeah, so this is it.
GG. Yeah, it was decided from the beginning, we can say, after a build, I think, but Naugrim held it on as long as he could.
Yeah, that scout. As soon as I saw him going, I'm like, don't turn around, and then he did.
Yeah.
And just like the song, because if you turn around, you're gonna see my heart breaking. Those in the chat might know that song. You know what song I'm talking about?
Unfortunately not, but...
no. Ace of base, don't turn around, but yeah.
I will look at it later. Because definitely the heart of Mr. Naugrim would be still in one piece if he wouldn't turn around. Maybe he wouldn't broke his heart as quickly as it happened in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Naugrim... It was all due to that one scout. He just turned around, like 6 inches from actually seeing his base, and then he would have seen its 2-gate. He would have responded perfectly, but unfortunately did not scout. He's a little bit too greedy, but I hopefully he doesn't make that mistake next time.
And also, Bonyth scouted cross position directly to Naugrim. That was also a bit unfortunate for him, and it might misguided him, because after seeing that he thought, oh, he's probably one of these closer positions.
Yeah, I don't know why he cross-scouted, but he did. And it worked out. So our next map is going to be, what was it, Eddie?
It will be Sylphid.
Sylphid.
Yeah. So this is a map where I am expecting gateway first from Bony, because you can make a tight wall, I think, in 2 out of 3 positions with only 1 unit, and I think on 9 o'clock you will have 2 gaps, but it will still pretty easy to hold. So I think it's relatively easy to go gateway first on this map.
Okay, well then we'll be looking to see if that is what Bonyth is going to go for.
Okay, so are you ready, Mr. Naoken?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go. Game number 2 between Bony and Naugrim, the winners match. Winner will go directly to the round of 8 and will guarantee 25 bucks for himself. So spawning on the left side of the map as a brown Zerg, we are having Naugrim.
And in the bottom right, we've got Protoss player 1 game away from making it out. It is Bonyth. So is bottom right one of those 2 positions you talked about? Is this the ideal spawn for Protoss?
Yeah, it's you can make it as tight as it's possible, because there is this ground when you can't build anything, and I think you can't do anything out of it. Like on the left side, oh, you can see there are these rocks, but overall I think it's possible to make it very tight. And as you can see, Bony is already waiting to make 9 gateways, so he likes this style.
Yeah, and luckily for Naugrim, he's going to see the natural this time. Overlord's going directly there. He's going to get off a first scout, but Bonyth most likely is also, well, I was going to say he's most likely going to get a first scout too, but no, where's it going? It is going top, so he's not going to get a first scout, but I don't think that really matters, because I have a feeling Naugrim is just always going to overpull. It just seems to be the standard for him, and there it is again.
Yeah, you can be relatively safe. I think you can be safe against 1 gateway with going overpull. And these days, the Zergs, if they are scouting that Protoss went for Forge first, they are doing only 2 or 4 links and then droning up. So they are not so behind, despite going for this 9 pull. So that's 9 pull after overall. So that's really good opening.
Yep, so there was no first scout from Bonyth. That at least is going to allow the drone to not get denied this time. The hatchery's going to go down. And Naugrim can confirm the gateway first. So what's the response going to be? How many lings is he going to build? And how many zealots is Bonyth going to build?
Yeah, he scouted that with the overload, so he should know that. Oh, he scouted that and he's still making 2 drones, so that's maybe it's a good call. I don't know. Maybe I'm not playing too much lately, but I'm thinking it's a little bit overconfident.
Yeah, because this is the type of build where if the Zealot has a good trade, it starts snowballing pretty hard, and it's not like Zerg has a lot of, larva available all the time to just build links, so he must be feeling pretty confident. Now, what is the normal amount of Zealots that you build going for a gateway expand? Is it 3? Is it 5?
I think you can adjust it to what you see, and because you can apply a lot of pressure that not stop making zealots, and if you are seeing that Zerg went, for example, for 9 overpull and made 8 links, 6 links out of all the larvas, you can just stop producing zealots and go for the forge and more economic approach.
No!
Oh, it was so close to have a perfect arc, right?
Yeah, but also that's a position where Bonyth has, it's kind of like a ramp where he's going to have advantage 2 zealots versus 2 links the whole time. And now these zealots have gotten behind the mineral line. And this is going to take so long for Naugrim to clear. And there's even a probe. I think the probe can hit the drone through the...
Yeah,
no, it doesn't seem like it can.
I think it can, because it's 37 or...
Yeah, I thought it could, but it's not attacking.
Mazu is doing it every time to me. Like, so it should work.
Well, Bonyth has expanded behind this. He's got his Forge Down cannon coming up, but he's consistently, or he was, sending zealots across the map. This one zealot at the natural is going to, I think, kill almost all of the lings. One more hit to almost get them all. But these two zealots are still behind the base. They're not able to be engaged by the lings. And look at the lack of gas from Naugrim. There's no lair. He's got a third hatch, but the cybernetics is halfway done for Bonyth. I'm getting worried for Naugrim at this point.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he's going for this 5 hatch style without any gas, without any tech, but he lost. Oh my god, he will lose the drone. This Zealot, like, they were so cost efficient. They forced so many links, they killed so many links. Such a nicely done by.
He just killed 12 lings with 2 zealots and 1 probe, and because of the lack of gas, this again is looking like we may have a ling all-in, but Naugrim's droning behind it. So I'm not sure what his goal is. Is it going to be, again, a 5-hatch Hydra play? But it's so late. The Stargate's already started. There's no lair. There's no Hydrogen. There's the 4th hatch.
Yeah, and I really like that Naugrim took this expansion on the cliff, which is having 7 mineral patches, because the one on the right side of his base is only having 6. So it's definitely much better to take this base, and it's easier to defend it too. So maybe going for 5 hatch Hydra, it's not that bad from my perspective. He will defend the Overlord with the Hydra risk and then have pretty healthy economy. So this game definitely looks much better than defense.
Well, we've got a weird thing in Bonyth's base. He built a Dragoon, and a lot of times when you build a Dragoon, that means you're up to something really weird. So are we going to see something like 5-gate Dragoons? Doesn't look like it. He's just going to build Templar Archive. Did want to just push that Overlord back. I don't know. That's kind of weird because the Sayre's already here, but looks like we're just going to have standard play from Bonyth. Naugrim, this time, he does have his 5th hatch set up in a good position at his 3rd base. He's got good saturation at his main, his natural, and 3rd. So as long as he doesn't take crippling damage to the first attack, I think he's in an okay position. Obviously not ideal, because we still don't have lair and still no evolution chamber getting +1 for him.
Yeah, he just started the lair, so the speed for the Overload will be so late, and Templar Archive is done. So the Dark Templars will have easy way to hold on the Zerg army in their bases.
Yep. So with
one Dark Templar, Bonnie will be able to expand, I think.
Yeah, it's going to give him some map control he needs. He's got a couple series already killed. I think 2 Overlords at this point. He's only on 3 gate. He's got a lot of resources available. This looks like he is going to take a fast 3rd base.
And he's already moving out, so maybe... Oh, there are Asankars already, so... Excuse me, but this base on the cliff, it's like 11 o'clock base. It's so exposed to the Cossacks because there will be only Overlord there. Oh, there will be some Hydras, but I thought that it's very exposed to the Dark Templar too.
Yeah, there's 2 DTs out for Bonyth. At least Naugrim saw there's DTs, so he knows exactly what's going on. And behind this, Bonyth is putting down some more gateways, so he is going to be going into another timing. But is Naugrim ready for this? He's got Sunkens at his 3rd. He's got decent Hydras at all of his bases. The Overlords just popped. But there's a lot of Zealots and DTs coming in. Sayres are going to try and focus down the Overlords.
But there is 4 colonies, so Naugrim knows what is going on. He can understand that the Overlords would die no matter what. And now he's sniping the Dark Templar, but will it be enough? It might be enough, but he can now try to snipe the Spore colony and the base will die.
Yeah, where's the DT? Is it still alive? I think it died.
Oh,
Naugrim may be able to... He's going to hold on for now, but... He did lose... No, he did save most of his drones, so that was a good hold from Naugrim.
But still, the supplies are saying a lot that Bonyth is in very good position, but he's afraid of some kind of Hydra buff, so he's adding some cannons. So Naugrim definitely is still in this game.
Yeah, Naugrim, he's got +1 halfway done. Behind this, Bonyth is worried about a counterattack. He's building a few more cannons. He's got 5 gate. He's got his robotics coming up. Seems like we're going to be going into that standard +2 timing like you usually see. But yeah, I am surprised that Naugrim held that attack so well. He took so much damage in the early game to the Zealots. So good hold from him. Now I'm trying to find where is the hydrogen. There it is. He is upgrading lurkers, and that's exactly what he needs to stop this incoming attack from Bonyth.
Yeah, because when the storms will come with the zealots, with pure Hydra risk, especially if you are like put to the wall, if you are defending, you don't have a space to escape from the storms. It's really hard to defend on pure Hydra risks.
Yeah, I mean, Hydras are great, but you've got to have something mixed in with them. Unless you're just an absolute macro god, it's just so hard to make pure Hydra work. So he's got to have some support behind it. And Bonyth has decided he's going to expand now. I guess he feels confident, but the Hydra count is pretty high. How many storms do we have? There's 10 zealots. Only 2 storms available. I
think there will be 150 energy on them on the time of the attack, but it's not too much. If he will snipe the storms, it might be a good engagement for Naugrim, because pure, like, he should have at least as many Hydras that he should win against Protoss army when there will be no storms.
Yeah, so now Naugrim's seen the 3rd base, and that's not good news. As you didn't put really any pressure back onto the Protoss. They're going to have a 3rd base essentially for free. You're only on 3 yourself. He needs to start getting some lurkers out because the army is getting dangerously big for Bonyth. He's starting to build dragoons. Do we have any observers? He's just now started observers, so he is setting up for that big 150 timing. +2 is about 80% done. Now, Naugrim cannot afford to throw these Hydras because that looks like what he's about to do. If he throws these Hydras, there's no way he's going to be able to stop the follow-up attack.
Yeah, you are right. Definitely right. Maybe he will force one or two storms. It wouldn't be bad for him.
Yep, so there was kind of a whiff on the storms. Didn't deal that much damage. So that was nicely done. So far from Naugrim, we see the first few lurkers have come out, but there's only 3. And I think this is an army from Naugrim where you can't be out on the map at this point. We need to be defending. Oh, is he going to lose his lurkers?
He's very brave to go. I mean, the supplies are not too bad for Naugrim, but he needs to be careful because 2 bad storms for him and he's out of this game.
So he's done a good job dodging the storms. The main issue, though, is he just doesn't have that much left over, whereas Bonyth has maybe 2.5 groups of units combined with Templar, and he's got cannons in case Naugrim was able to like attack. I mean, we just have the cannons to buffer and buy so much time. They're going to deal so much damage. 2 lurkers here, just barely out of range of the probe. That goes down for free. I think Naugrim needs to turn around. This is not working.
Yeah, he's in pretty fine position. His mineral only is well saturated. If he would add like 1 or 2 more hatcheries and just defend, he would be in fine position. You can fight against 3 base Protoss on 4 bases. His upgrades are fine, so I would say that he don't have to be so aggressive right now.
Yes, so here comes a big attack from Bonyth, and he's up 40 supply. Also, we have a huge supply block on Naugrim. He cannot be afford to be supply blocked right now. Bonyth doing a fantastic job, just killing lurkers almost for free. Another lurker going down. Now that's a good storm.
Yeah, he's trying to snipe the high tempers, but there is 2 more storms left. Ooh, such a juicy storms. Naugrim probably thinks that there is no storms left, but there is 1 left, and he's losing so many overloads. I didn't see all of them dying, but I heard the noise, the voice of dying overload.
Yeah, he tried to come in with a big flank and dodge the storms, but unfortunately was not able to dodge any of them, and he killed all the zealots, but the Dragoon army is still massive, and Bonyth doubling in supply at this point. All he really has to do is just stream units across the map. There's no more lurkers. Hydras are trading pretty well.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it matters now.
Yeah, he needed like 12 Hydralisks more, I think, and it would be fine for him. Oh, and just +2 for the Hydralisk just keep him. Maybe it will help him.
So it seems like Bonyth is just going to attack at the perfect moment, right before the key upgrades kick in for Naugrim. We see that Naugrim also has 8 hatches. He started his hive, so he did not have any of those key hive upgrades kicking in. And Bonyth, he's just looking like a monster.
Yeah, and looks like he's winning and he's advancing from the first spot. So yeah, congratulations to him, GG.
Yeah, that was just like perfect play from Bonyth. And he made it look easy versus an opponent that is very strong. So that's very impressive.
Yeah, definitely. And the first game was very decisive one. The second one, I think Naugrim could hold it on a little bit longer. Maybe he felt that he's in a worse position than he actually was. But yeah, overall, very like I liked the second game much more than the first one.
Yeah, other than the Zealots really dealing too much damage, I thought Naugrim played pretty well. He recovered well. He was dodging storms pretty well until the last fight. It's just, that's Bonyth. He gets a small lead, it turns into a huge lead, and then it's almost impossible to beat him. So, no shock that he made it out of this group, but Naugrim is in the final match, so
yeah,
he does have a second shot of getting out.
And now we will have Terran versus Terran, so having a Gosu Terran today with us is also it will be also very useful because Mr. Neo and your skill and knowledge will be used correctly in TVT. SPX versus Terror. Mr. Future, thank you for the beats.
Yeah, this should be a good match because, like I said, every time I watch SPX stream, some reason he's always playing Dandy, and some reason he's always winning versus Dandy. So this should be a really good match, and looking to see what builds we're going to see.
Yeah, me too. So don't go anywhere, boys and girls. This is BSL Season 6. The prize pool of BSL6 is sponsored by Blizzard Entertainment. So go and thank them, let them know that we are thankful that they are still supporting 20-year-old game. So yeah, thanks for that, and we will be back in 2 or 3 minutes, just after a short break.